TV Plus.
Live from Augusta, breaking news.
Well, tonight we're starting out with some breaking news out of Richmond and Allendale counties. But first, good evening. I'm Hallie Turner. We'll get to Allendale County in just a moment. You're looking at video from the scene tonight in the Harrisburg area, where Richmond County deputies say at least one shooting occurred. At this time, deputies say everything is under control, but around 8:30 this evening, Richmond County went to the intersection of Walton Way and Crawford Avenue in reference to shots fired. Deputies say at least 2 are in the hospital and 5 people are in custody. Columbia County Sheriff's Office was also assisting them as well, and deputies say law enforcement will remain in the area the rest of the night. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And we also have breaking news in Allendale County. The Sheriff's Office says a body was found yesterday. Deputies say the case has been turned over to SLED, and we've reached out to learn more information.
Well, Hallie, today is the first day of hurricane season, so what better day to start off with hurricane preparedness? Things are quiet in the Atlantic and Gulf, so that's some good news. Things are quiet to start off the season, but we've got, 4 months to go, so something, again, that we'll keep a close eye on. Make sure that you develop a plan, make sure that you have your supply kit ready, and you know what county you live in. That is so important whenever we get put under any sort of watches or warnings. Knowing exactly where you live, that's the best piece of knowledge that you can have, along with, again, having your plan for your household. Everybody knows what's going on, and again, have that kit ready. So go ahead and scan this QR code right here. I'll leave it on the screen for just a second so you can learn a little bit more about hurricane preparedness, of what all needs to go in your kit, your hurricane kit, and different things like that. But here's a look at the hurricane names this year. Still the same amount of names that we see every year. Hopefully we will not have to go into a second list. We have officially retired and now that just came off of my head. I can't remember the exact alphabet, the Greek alphabet. There we go. We have officially retired that. We would just go into a second set of names for us. But again, when things are starting right now, things are calm. The Hurricane Center, are anticipating anywhere from 13 to 19 named storms. 6 to 9 of those are likely to become hurricanes. Again, what they're predicting, 3 to 5 major hurricanes this season. So again, we're on your side. We're going to keep a close eye on anything that develops. But as of right now, things are calm in the Atlantic and Gulf. So it's some great news, Hallie. But again, we had a crazy hurricane season last year, very devastating hurricane season last year. So it's something that's going to be very sensitive going into the season.
Absolutely. All right, Emily, this is video of a person flying through a hurricane. Something that we don't see often, do we?
Well, this is also called a stadium effect. They're in the eye of the hurricane, and you can see it's kind of structured like a stadium would be. So this is very cool. I actually had a professor, Hallie, in college that was a hurricane hunter, and those are the people that fly into the hurricanes. So
tell me what happens when they exit the eye. Does it get kind of...
very crazy turbulence. The eye is very calm. That's why, you've heard the eye of the storm that used many times, but it is a lot of turbulence. I would never want to do this. I think the view is, one of a kind, but getting there and getting out, absolutely not. I've seen the videos of the turbulence, could not do it, but we need people, we need hurricane hunters so that they can get data from inside the storm, and it just helps really predict the strength and tell us what the strength is currently, and how the track is again expected to move forward. So very interesting, very cool job. Not a job for me though, Hallie.
No, I don't think. Look, Hurricane Helene was enough for me, and I was in a 3rd-story apartment, so going all the way up in an airplane, not it.
Yeah,
but we are grateful for those that do that so that we can stay protected here on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Em. Well, multiple people were injured when a man threw a device at a crowd in downtown Boulder, Colorado. The FBI is calling it a targeted terror attack.
We got
And earlier this week, we told you Compass for Hope would be opening a new mobile laundry center. That center opened today. The nonprofit organization has been helping people experiencing homelessness since 2018. Every Sunday at 10:30, the group is in the parking lot of the old James Brown Arena with showers, food, clothing, and now 2 laundry facilities. The executive director for Compass of Hope says it's a dream come true.
Trying to help homeless people, and it's so wonderful when companies and organizations like Piedmont get on board with us and support that crazy dream that we've got.
As you just heard Mike say, the laundry trailer is sponsored by Piedmont Healthcare. He believes giving people access to laundry will help keep trash out of the streets and extend the life of the clothes for the less fortunate. You can read more about Compass for Hope on our website. And Augusta held another candlelight music series concert tonight. The musical guest, Phase 360. Let's take a listen. And pushback continues from some Republicans who are opposed to President Trump's budget bill. Coming up, hear why the reasons the bill may not pass the Senate.
And overnight tonight, temperatures will drop off into the 50s, but afternoons will be very warm for us. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up. Well, overnight tonight, temperatures will drop off into those upper 50s, low 60s. A mild start to your Monday. Things are looking dry until the end of the week. I'll have a check on your 7-day forecast and those rain chances coming up.
What's for dinner fresh for everyone?
Trust meteorologist Emily Acton for your first alert.
Well, Disney's latest live-action remake took on 2 major new movies this weekend. How did The Little Blue Alien do? Well, Rick Damigella has the box office countdown.
Australian horror yarn Bring Her Back debuted at number 5 this weekend on ticket sales of $7.1 million. Another horror story outpaced it as Final Destination Bloodlines landed in 4th place with $10.8 million.
I'm doing this for all of us. Whatever it takes.
The weekend's other newcomer, Karate Kid Legends, bowed in 3rd with $21 million.
Showing us their missiles, man.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning held on to 2nd place with $27.3 million, bringing its 2-week domestic total to $122.6 million. Lilo and Stitch held on to number 1 this week. Disney's latest live-action spin on one of its animated catalog films added $63 million to its 2-week total, which now stands at $280.1 million. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Okay, well, whatever that total was that just came out to for Lilo and Stitch, add 2 more movie tickets on top because Emily and I are going to see it on Thursday.
I literally was just about to say, we just made plans during that package right there. We were like, yeah, we're going to go see that movie.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, so cute. I just remember the days, like, growing up, sitting at home on Saturdays, eating breakfast and watching Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, I loved Lilo and Stitch growing
Getting
up.
old
So
scenes.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it.
Okay.
So it'll be a good time. But hey, let's take a look at what our conditions are looking like for the next 7 days. Overnight tonight, calm. Think that haze from that wildfire in Canada is still going to be causing us overcast sky conditions. 59, that average overnight low. And I know that there's been that potential or talking of aurora lights, the northern lights reaching down here. Looks very unlikely, unfortunately, tonight to actually make it all the way down to at least the Carolinas. So again, unfortunately, doesn't look like we'll have the best viewing for that. But hey, maybe some people will get lucky and you might be able to see it on a camera. But again, overcast sky conditions are really going to halt us from that tomorrow. Overcast skies as well, because we're anticipating, again, that smoke to stick around for your Monday and possibly even into our Tuesday as well. So just be prepared for that. But hey, if you're headed out to the pool, conditions are going to be good. I know it's showing that sun icon, but it's just not really picking up on that smoke that's going to be lingering around for the day tomorrow. But comfortable for the afternoon. I think we'll warm up into those lower, maybe middle 80s for us. But otherwise, things are going to be calm and dry. So again, that's some great news there. And speaking of dry, we are not not tracking any sort of drought here in the CSRA. It's been a minute since we could say that, so that's definitely some good news, but we saw plenty of rainfall the past couple of weeks, really the whole month of May. We have seen plenty of rainfall, so we're set up in a good spot to start off the summer months. So again, things are dry, and hopefully, or I say dry, things are well off. We're not really seeing, again, those abnormally dry conditions or anything like that. It's going to be a little bit warm though the next couple of days, and that'll even go into next week. Here's your future cast, very long-term forecast there, June 7th through 11th. We can expect to see warm temperatures continue, but nothing too extreme. Tomorrow, again, I think we'll be in those middle 80s for us, upper 80s by the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, even into Thursday. Rain chances do come back into play though for your Friday and into your weekend, so just expect scattered showers and thunderstorms, again, by the end of the week and into the weekend.
And as we head to break, here's a live look at Salt Lake City and your winning lottery numbers.
New McCrispy strips are USA, where happy happens.
Storms are coming in. We got to get this field covered.
The News 1226 First Alert Weather. It's that fast.
With McValue at McDonald's, you'll get deals on drinks when that afternoon slump has you nodding off. Beat the heat this summer at McDonald's and try the new delicious Hershey's Chocolate Chip Frappe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
First Alert Radar. Powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline. Sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
Welcome into college baseball, the sport that no matter how good you think you are, there's always a team waiting for you to slip up. The NCAA regional round rolled on Sunday and will start in Athens. Georgia taking on Oklahoma State in the losers bracket. Dogs up 9-7 in the bottom of the ninth. The Pokes hit the clutch button and tie the game with a two-run homer into right. Georgia just 1 out away from extra innings, but Brock Thompson's got other plans. Another two-run homer would send the Dogs back to the pound. UGA season comes to a disappointing finish in the regional round. They fall 11-9 to Oklahoma State. To the Clemson Regional we go. The Tigers facing Kentucky with their season on the line. They strike first in the top of the first. Jaron Purify capitalizes on the wild pitch. Clemson out in front 2-0. The Tigers bats would go cold after that, and the defense ice cold. Kentucky puts up 5 in the third inning and 6 in the fourth. Clemson commits 7 errors, and their season also comes to an end. The Tigers fall 14-6 to Kentucky.
The way the game was today was, obviously, there's no good takeaways of today, but big picture, this group collectively, they did everything right, except, we didn't finish where we wanted to.
And over in the Oxford Regional, Georgia Tech facing elimination against Ole Miss. It was a back-and-forth offensive battle for the Yellow Jackets. Top of the fourth, Kent Schmidt's solo shot ties the game at 6 apiece. The two sides combining for 6 home runs on the day, but the Yellow Jackets bats went cold when they needed it most. Georgia Tech's season ends 11-9 against Ole Miss, also marking the end to a legendary career by Coach Danny Hall in Atlanta. All right, Braves and Red Sox Game 3 Sunday from Truist Park. Bryce Elder on the bump with bases loaded in the first, and Trevor Story clears the bags for Boston. 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 earned runs for Elder. Braves get one back in the bottom half of the bat of Marcell Ozuna. The Big Bear hits his 10th home run of the season, but not much else going on for the Atlanta Braves. 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position as the Red Sox take Game 3 and the series. All right, no surprises here. The #1 golfer in the world continues to add on to a mind-blowing resume. Two-time Masters champion Scotty Scheffler is now a two-time Memorial Tournament champion. The Chef was a few off the lead entering the weekend, but some good cooking in the final 2 rounds whipped him up his second straight win at Jack's Place. He finished the tournament at 10 under, 4 shots ahead of last week's winner, Ben Griffin. The win marks number 3 on the year for Scotty and his 16th on the PGA Tour.
Well, we've got Law Call coming up in just a few minutes with Sean Mersworth, Neil Gordon. It's Crime and Punishment night.
That's right. We'll take your questions live on the air, whether it's new criminal charges that you or loved ones facing, or questions about searching your car or your home.
Excellent. The phone lines are open now at 844-706-1212. 844-706-1212. We'll be right back.
Touch can mean today.
The News 1226 First Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down your street.
The First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster.
Well, we did not have any measurable rainfall today, and honestly, thankfully so. We have had a very wet weather pattern over the past couple of days, but today and yesterday we were dry. That trend's going to continue for the start of our work week. Temperatures tomorrow only going to warm up into those lower 80s for us, but I think we'll see those middle and upper 80s throughout the week. Rain chances do return by the time we hit our Friday. That's going to last into our weekend, unfortunately. But again, tomorrow, right around 84. We might see the sun at times, but I think that smoke from the Canada wildfires are going to be sticking around. So unfortunately, that will block some of the sunlight, Hallie.
Well, hey, that's our time. Thank you for yours. Stick around for a law call coming up right after this. Have a good night.
Fish delish, fish delish. Giant whitefish, it's kicking. Hungry taste you're craving. And pups and a side just $6.99.
Amazing.
Captain D's fish delish.
Deals on everything you need to make this summer spectacular at Hamrick's Ultimate Bargain Event. Get ladies and men's swimwear just $8. Clark's hanging sandals only $20. Greg Norman and Nautica tees 2 for $10. Huge selection of summer items starting at $3. Garden flags and house flags $4. Select Ruby Road spring coordinates 70% off. And men's Levi's red top denim just $15. Don't miss out on these incredible savings at Hamrick's Ultimate Bargain Event.
If I said to you, focus